What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at the final season of Dragon Prince, which I do believe is Season 7. I could be, I think it's Season 7. Season 7, I think. I don't know. Final season of Dragon Prince. 6 or 7, it's one of them. And I watched this all in one go, like I normally do. There is 9 episodes, all roughly around half an hour each, so you can watch it within 4.5 hours like I did. It doesn't take very long, easily watch it in one day, and I'm going to be honest, this one was a pretty decent season compared to others, which I quite enjoyed. I feel like this was a very fitting conclusion, and a lot actually happened this season. So, without any further delay, let's quickly just run through the story of this newest season. I do want to say Season 7, but I will have to double check. It will be in the title and thumbnail, so you can check it out there, but I do believe it is Season 6 or 7. It's 6. It's Season 6. My bad, y'all. It's 6. 6. Right, so how this story starts is with Aravos turning into a human and leaving his actual body as a island in a lake, and they then go to try and get a moonstone so they can see if her father is trapped in the in-between, which is basically like purgatory, not quite life, not quite death, and they end up going to her uncle's house, finding a map, and only someone innocent of heart can read the map, which is her boyfriend. Funnily enough, they use him to get to this sort of graveyard of unicorns, and they use unicorn bones to make this ball, give it some wings, and make it fly around the world to give it the moonstone powers, and they then kill the mother bird and take its feathers, so then they can use it as a guide through the in-between. He then breaks up with her and is like, holy shit, fuck you, you've been using me all this time, I need to, like, you know, protect myself and defend myself a little bit better and stick up for myself. I won't be the person you fell in love with if I go through with this action. If I go through with what we're doing here, I won't be the person you fell in love with anymore. I can't be here. So he decides to leave, and he goes to see I forgot his name, the king, and they sort of form a partnership. And we then have, Rayla saving her uncle, her father figure, and he got put in prison by the king, and Rayla and Callum busted her out. The elf, the sort of sky elf, had visions of them sort of failing and dying, and she decided to dip, take her mask off, and go find the mage and the warrior. She finds them, ends up sort of seeing them, and, you know, they then go to battle after Rayla gets accepted back into her village, and Callum has a plan. They go get all the big dragons to fight Aravos, and they do that. One of them dies, the other one dies, and they bring back the dad, which died in like Season 1 or whatever, and they continue with this trend of a lot of death. Callum goes to give himself up, and the dark mage gets killed, and she runs away, and she is waiting 7 years for the dude to come back because they defeated him, and they are building a new, ever happy, ever life, whatever, a new city. They're building a new city to have everlasting peace. And that's pretty much the season. I, again, ran over a 4-hour season in 4 minutes, so I probably skipped over quite a few details. So if you do want to go check it out for yourself in a lot much better detail, go check it out. But animation style, quality hasn't changed. It's still the same animation style, so all the characters do look the same, and I do like that. I like this animation style. It's quite unique. You don't see it very often with most sort of animated features, and it's just a unique world. They don't do much more world building, I'm going to be honest. It is just the same world which we've sort of been a part of for the past 5 seasons, so it doesn't need to establish anything. It is literally everyone's stories coming to a close. It does build up that tension in the final fight with a lot of death with the bigger dragons, and with the king not being able to make it in time. He's not going to make it in time before Callum sacrifices himself, and Callum like having this big moment where he's ready to kill himself and give himself up for the world, to protect the world, to save the world. And when he does attempt, it gets thwarted because the dragons have a new plan and decide to protect him. And, you know, they have 7 years to think of a new plan. That is pretty much it. There is great tension, great voice acting, a lot of comedy points as well. This is still a pretty funny series, and there's a lot of points where I was laughing along with it because the jokes are pretty cool. It is really good with comedy, and it's really good with emotion, where it can balance like the comedic sort of aspects of characters and how characters are pretty awkward and sort of try to be funny in pretty serious situations and it not landing. And you can see like the serious moments take an effect on the characters. It is a brilliant TV show. It isn't my favorite. Like, there is other shows that I've watched recently which are a lot better than this one, but I do feel like it's a pretty satisfying conclusion. You're not left with a whole load of questions of what happened to this character, where's this character, what are they going to do now. It is a very nice conclusion. They gather all the loose ends and finish it off in this season and wrap it up in a nice little bow. With them having the sort of ever happy sort of new village. I think it's a shit name, by the way. It's why I can't remember it, but I do think it is a shit name. And they built it very close to a lava waterfall, which I think is absolutely badass as fuck. A lava waterfall? Fucking insane. And I did have my suspicions and my doubts about some of the characters on the council, like the queen of the other kingdom. I thought she was going to be a bad guy, but she wasn't. She was nice and she helped out where she could. I'm going to be honest, I expected her to turn on them at some point, but, you know, sometimes people are just suspicious for no reason at all. You know, sometimes they're just suspicious. I, think the loose ends being wrapped up in a nice bow concludes this season really well, concludes the series really well, and makes for a satisfying conclusion. If they left a couple of loose threads, you would still have questions and you wouldn't feel like the series was fully finished. And the fact that this is the final season is, what it needs to do. It needs to wrap everything up. It needs to complete the story, round it off. Yes, it does say, hey, like, we have 7 years till he comes back. That does leave the door open for another season, but for this second arc of the show, it needs to wrap it up nicely, and I think it did do that. I think they should have focused a little bit more on the sort of the angel character, the angel elf, the sky elf, taking off her mask a little bit more, and the consequences on that. I feel like if we took a look at that a little bit more, it would be a little bit more important, because I feel like that was a pretty weighty moment and a very important moment, but it didn't really connect with any of the characters. When she went to see the Sun City, and when she went to see Callum and Rayla, they didn't really question why she wasn't wearing the mask or what happened, and I feel like that's a very important moment for her character, a very empowering moment for her character, which kind of just got brushed over and sort of glossed over, which we could have had a whole, I would say, another like 2-3 minutes on it and how important that is. Maybe some more of her questioning it and some more build up for that situation. But yeah, speaking of build up, we had a lot of build up for Callum and Rayla's first kiss, and now they're just doing it every like 2 minutes. They are constantly kissing throughout this entire season. Like, every time they're together, every time they share a scene, before it starts and before it ends, boom, kiss, boom, kiss, boom, kiss. It got a little bit repetitive. We've been waiting for their first kiss for a very, very long time, and now that we finally got it, we're getting it every fucking 5 minutes. It's a lot of fan service, and I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like they can tone back the kissing. Like, you don't need to kiss that often, you don't need to kiss that much, okay? Calm down. Also, Aravos' human form is hot. Fight me, I'll die on this hill. Quick side note, that was all. I do like his human design, though. His human design is very cool. And did he have a little bit of a connection? I don't know. He felt... I don't really get the connection that he had with the, like, demon girl, the dark mage, I don't know why they were so okay with helping each other. Like, she knew that he didn't really care for her dad and that her dad wasn't there, but she continued to help him, and I don't know why. I don't know why she decided to help or why she decided to go with it. Like, that is a question that I do have, like, her thought process. Like, why has she become so invested in helping him and getting him to fulfill his plans? I don't understand that. I probably just missed something. If I did, please do let me know down in the comments below. But I just don't get why she would be okay with helping him and just going along with everything he says. Fair enough, she does want a father figure, a father role in her life, and he is sort of filling that gap. But I feel like the boyfriend would have taken priority and maybe sort of helped her see the light a little bit. I was expecting her to get a redemption arc, but maybe if we do get sort of arc 3 or story 3 for this season like there is in the books, which is book 8, 9, and 10, which is another arc for the characters. Maybe we'll see her get a redemption arc, but other than that, who knows? Who can tell? Who knows what the future of this series hold? I was just told that this was the final one. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I will see you all in the next one. If you do want me to review any other anime, TV show, or movie, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll get on it as soon as possible. And I am going to give this season of Dragon Prince: The Mysteries of Aravos a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I think that one fits this season well. I know I gassed it up quite a lot, but you know, I do think that there is other movies and TV shows which are better than this one, like Arcane, like My Hero. It is a good show, but it's not brilliant, if that makes sense. Like, it stayed solid all the way through, stayed true to its name. 7.